Hi, my name's Greg Voisen, and welcome back to the WizeNotes version. These are our short little versions about the books where we uncover the wisdom hidden in plain sight. I'm the host, and I'm also host of a podcast called Inside Personal Growth. And today I want to share something extraordinary with you, a conversation that completely shifted my perspective on entrepreneurship and life itself. Now, if you would picture this, a man who spent 40 years dreaming of owning a winery while building a tea empire. The entrepreneur calls himself the Zentrepreneur and believes that your greatest opportunities aren't across the world, they're literally in your backyard. His name is Ron Rubin, and his new book is called Gold in Your Backyard. And it isn't just another business memoir, it's a treasure map for anyone seeking success without sacrificing their soul. Now, Ron's story begins in 1950 with his father starting a wholesale wine and liquor business in southern Illinois. But here's where it gets very fascinating. In 1971, Ron enrolled at UCS Davis to study the whole science of growing grapes and winemaking. And that's when the dream was born. 40 years later, yes, you heard that right, 40 years later, he finally purchased River Road Family Vineyards in Sonoma County. Now, talk about playing a long game. But here's the plot, the twist. While waiting for his winery dream, Ron discovered something that would change everything. In 1990, he read a book about tea. Not just any book. It was about three entrepreneurs who had started something called the Republic of Tea. Ron didn't just read the book, he bought the company. As his wife loves to remind him, it was the most expensive book he ever bought. Now, here's where Ron's approach is revolutionary. His book contains 50 golden lessons for entrepreneurs. But they're not your typical, hustle harder mantras. Each lesson is about 2 to 3 pages long, bite-sized wisdom that you can actually digest and apply. And the packaging is brilliant. If you get this book, you can get it on Amazon. It's just an amazing book, and it is such high quality. Ron's attention to detail is what he calls the 5%. It's incredible. He figured out the perfect gold pen for book signings. So let's talk about what makes Ron truly different. He coined the term Zentrepreneur, someone who has a business and a life. So listen, in today's world where entrepreneur often equals workaholic, Ron's philosophy is freshly insane. He says it simply doesn't have to be 50-50, maybe 90-10, but don't forget about your life, your family, and your health. This isn't just theory. For Ron, in 2009, while training for his eighth marathon, he experienced ventricular tachycardia, a life-threatening heart condition. Laying in a hospital bed at age 60, facing the possibility of death, he had this wake-up call. That's when he stopped waiting and started living his dreams. The Republic of Tea today operates with an incredible culture. Both of his companies, the tea company and the winery, are certified B corporations, businesses committed to social and environmental responsibility. Ron even created a program called Train for Saving Lives, donating over 400 defibrillators to wineries across America and training over 2,000 winery staff in CPR. And why? Because the defibrillator saves his life, and he believes in paying it forward. Here's my favorite part of Ron's philosophy: collaboration over competition. He partnered with jam makers to create tea jams, working with authors like the writers who did the memoir of the geisha. He created themed teas. 1 + 1 = 3 in Ron's world. So this title, Gold in Your Backyard, isn't just clever marketing. It's Ron's life philosophy. His publisher was a neighbor in Napa, California. His audiobook studio was 5 minutes from his Florida winter home. and his biggest business inspiration. So, right here in the network of his community, he finds things in his backyard. But here's what struck me most about Ron is his debt-free, completely debt-free focus. In the Republic of Tea, it took 6 years, 3 months, and 15 days to become debt-free. Yes, he knows it down to the day. The winery he bought with cash after 40 years of saving. He gives him the freedom to focus on what matters: family, philanthropy, and building legacy. Now, Ron's son, Todd, is now running Republic of Tea and is the CEO while Ron mentors him from the sidelines. He's also endowed entrepreneur programs at his alma mater, Cleaver Academy, where students run actual businesses, a cafe and a merchant store, learning real-world skills while giving profits back to the school. So what's the big takeaway from Ron's story? Stop looking for gold at the end of some distant rainbow. It's probably right where you are in your network, your community, your current situation. Success isn't about grinding yourself into the ground. It's about playing the long game with patience, building relationships, staying debt-free where possible, and often forgetting that business is, and not forgetting that business is about serving others. The man who waited 40 years for his winery dreams while building a tea empire teaches us that timing isn't everything. It's the only thing. And sometimes the most expensive book you'll ever buy is the one that changes your life forever. So that's Ron Rubin, Zentrepreneur extraordinaire, and his book is called Gold in Your Backyard, 50 lessons that just might help you find your own gold right where you're standing. I'm Greg Voisen, and this has been this version of WizeNotes. Keep digging, your gold is closer than you think. Thanks for listening to this version of WizeNotes, and to look for the full interview with Ron, just click below. It'll take you to inside personal growth. Thanks a lot.